Moving to Portugal is a huge pain in the ass. Getting your initial 4-month D8 digital nomad visa is a huge pain in the ass. And you've been preconditioned to believe that AIMA is the absolute worst thing on the face of the earth. I'm here to tell you today that's not true. You might be your own worst enemy. My name is Howie. This is Positively Portugal. Let's get into it. I had my AIMA appointment a few days ago. It was in Porto, and I guess I can't speak for every single AIMA office, but I would imagine that they all run the same way. So everything I explain to you here is going to be what it's like in Porto. So my appointment was at 12 o'clock, and I got there at 10:55, more than an hour beforehand. I was not able to check in until 11:30. There was a line out the door. So that process alone takes 35 minutes, or it took me 35 minutes. I absolutely would not recommend getting to your appointment less than 60 minutes before it starts. Because here's the kicker. I might have checked in at 11:30 for my 12 o'clock appointment, but my number did not even come up on the screen until 1:30. The appointment itself took me an hour. I didn't get out of AIMA until 2:30. Now, what I found was that most of the people there that day in Porto actually did not have appointments. And I understand that AIMA does other things aside from the 2-year residence permit for the digital nomad visa. But I can't believe that with all the things that they do, it would be a situation where 3/4 of the people there actually don't have an appointment. I'm pretty sure that most people are supposed to make appointments, even if it's not for the residence permit. Now, you have to think of AIMA as a restaurant in some ways. There's the front of the house and the back of the house. Well, the front of the house, yes, that's the problem. That's where the chaos lies. So there was a bit of a thing where the person who checked me in was surprised that I had an appointment. And I think that kind of tells you all you need to know about what's going on with AIMA offices. If the person checking you in is surprised that you have an appointment, you know what that right there tells you? Most of the problem actually is not AIMA. And then she hands me an application, and I showed her my application, the one that I brought with me that I already had filled out. And you would have thought that I had 3 heads from the look that she gave me. And I go to sit down as various people are coming and going. I'm seeing that there's no audio system on this big screen. So there's nothing to indicate that somebody else is getting called. You actually have to spend the entire time staring at a television screen to know that your number is being called. So for 2 hours, from 11:30 to 1:30, I'm doing nothing but staring at a television screen. Now, by the time I had my appointment, I have a splitting headache. That's a crazy system, and that's where I think the biggest issues are. And then I finally get called. It's 1:30. Everything went really smooth. There was a system in place. The people there knew what they were doing. And I'm in and out of there in an hour. Okay. So there's all sorts of bad media coverage and people complaining about AIMA. Well, they were upfront with me. They told me it's going to take 90 working days to get an answer. Well, working days, that's really something like 120 working days, which is 4 months. Does 4 months sound like a crazy period of time after your initial 4-month visa has expired? Well, sure. Yeah, it is a crazy amount of time. I get that. But they were honest with me. They told me this is what it is. Now, if you can't accept that, I mean, just stay in your country of origin. This is not your country. It's not my country. I'm a guest here. Even if I get my 2-year residence permit, I'm still a guest. I don't know if technically that makes me something other than a guest, but out of courtesy, I'm going to think of myself as a guest. If there's something that I didn't think was acceptable about this process, I wouldn't have done it. And honestly, the only thing that I found unacceptable about Portugal is dealing with Novo Banco. So I've stopped dealing with Novo Banco. That account is closed. I only have my American bank account, and I can't deal with another bank until I get this 2-year residence permit. So yeah, this is costing me more. I'm not happy about that. I'm really now making a concerted effort to spend less money. Not that I live extravagantly by any stretch of the imagination. But what I'm going to tell you is if you find yourself struggling with AIMA, well, number one, make a damn appointment. Okay, there's going to be times where maybe the system will be down and you can't make an appointment. That happened to me. Not with AIMA, but I'm not able, for some reason, to use the website to get the NISS number, which is like the equivalent of Portuguese Social Security, something like that. And what I did was I printed out screenshots showing that, hey, I can't get this done here. It's coming back with an error message. So have your appointment. Don't just show up on time. If you show up on time, you're extremely late. Like not a little late. You're extremely late. Don't get there any less than an hour before the appointment. I know it sucks. I know it's a huge inconvenience and it's not something that you want to do, but you have to. That's just the way it is because of how busy that office is. And that's just Porto. I know that the Lisbon office is even busier than that. And to give you an idea of how busy it is, when you finally check in after being on that line that starts outside, at some points in time, there could be 100 people or more in a tiny little waiting room. And again, no audio system. You're staring at a TV screen, looking for your number to come up. And you got the 100 people there, but you have even more people at some points lined up outside waiting to get in. So really, you got to be prepared for this. Be extremely early. And you know what? The AIMA can make improvements. Sure, I'm not here to defend them and say that they're great. It wasn't a great overall experience until I got to the back of the house. But it's not nearly as bad as what you are being led to believe. So, just to wrap it up here, there's this old saying that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And 100 times out of 100, it's completely correct. Do the right thing. You're an adult. Anyway, I'll keep you updated on my visa situation. If you want more videos about moving to Portugal, the process of getting here, Portuguese football, anything Portugal related, please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. These are the best things you can do to help a content creator on YouTube. I want to thank you all for watching, and for anything that happens, just be prepared.